Okay, now that we have run one data file through the base preprocessing function, um, before we go on to save it into PTB, let's just verify that it is how we want it to be. So I'm going to go and open up the EEG variable here in my workspace. And so it looks like we have 90 channels by 768 time points by 72 trials. And so I'm going to go into eeg.chanlocks just to verify that there are no remaining non-EEG channels. And I'm just looking through the names here. Everything looks good, and the original reference channel was inserted back into the data. So that's good. So that gives us 90 channels. And then I'm going to go into eeg.epic just to verify that the event types are a cell array of numbers, because the PTB is going to want a cell array of numbers. And that all looks appropriate. So now, at this point, we could save it as a .set file, an EEGLAB format file, but we typically don't do that. And so now we can run this function, the script actually, to convert it into PTB format. It ran successfully. And so now, oops, when you run this section, this is basically going to convert the individual subject report into the overall report. So there is a variable here, subject report, which if we open up is just this one person's report. And by running those few lines of script, it adds this row to the overall report, which eventually will have all the participants' data. And so this is sort of the last thing I'll check before I run the whole script. So it looks like the subname is good. So we had 72 raw epics and 72 final epics, which means it actually removed 0. Looks like it removed 10 channels. Now some of these middle things, there are a lot of things here that you won't necessarily need. EOG, if this equals 1, that means it conducted the Graton eye blink correction. Complete equals 1 means it actually ran through. And if there was something listed here as the fail step, that means that one of the preprocessing steps didn't work. So if something errored out or it failed, it would be listed here, but it's not. And reference type 2 means that it linked, it re-referenced to the 2 linked mastoids. So the rest of these I'm not even going to worry about until back here at the end are the cat codes. And so these are, we've specified this in the script cat codes. And so this is going to tell me how many unpleasant trials I have, how many pleasant trials I have, and how many neutral trials I have. And as we can see here, we have 24 of each, which is a very many plenty. And this is important. I'll talk a little bit once I've finished running the whole script. So it looks like everything has worked setting up this script set. And so at this point, I can go ahead and make sure it's the for loop runs from 1 to the length of the subnames, so basically all the subjects. So I can just run this whole script, and it's going to run through everybody's data And then once it's done, we can talk about the report and see how it's going.